Hello everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. I am going to be doing my video presentation on the topics of a lack of community and the shift from adolescent to adulthood. Going to be focusing on these three novels: A Lost Lady by Willa Cather, The Sound of Fury by William Faulkner, and A Member of the Wedding by Carson McCullers. So the first novel excuse me, that I'm going to begin with is, I'm sorry, do the overview. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be discussing the lack of community and shift from adolescent to adulthood in A Lost Lady, The Sound and Fury, and A Member of the Wedding. I'm going to be focusing on the characters of Miss Forster, Caddy, and Frankie. I'm going to be discussing their lack of community within their stories, such as the shift from adolescent to adulthood for some. So the first novel that I'm starting with is A Lost Lady by Willa Cather. A Lost Lady is about the story of Marion Foister, and her husband, Captain Daniel Forster, and their time in the small western town of Sweetwater. Miss Foister is searching for a sense of belonging. She's been married to Captain Forster for she is married to Captain Forster, who uh, we can sense is way older than Miss Forster. At the beginning of the novel, we can kind of sense that Miss Forster is maybe in her late teens, like 18, 19, or could be her early 20s, such as 20. But we get a sense that her husband is probably about 20, 25 years older than her. So we do not have much background information about her life before she got married, but um, during this time, a lot of people, a lot of women married to live a comfortable lifestyle, to not succumb to poverty or be left on the streets or, result to prostitution. So a lot of times they got married young, especially if they had a large family and their parents didn't have the money or the funds to feed them. So they tend to just get married out of comfort and not for love. And we can kind of sense that this isn't like a love match. Like they did not get married because they were madly and deeply in love with each other. But we can sense that Miss Foister wants to have meaning in her life and a sense of community. And we see this when she befriends Neil Herbert at a young age, and he is also young. So when you can kind of sense that she didn't have a childhood and that she's had to grow up really fast. So Neil kind of brings her back to lets her kind of, I guess, gain a childhood a little bit and helps her with the sense of community. But she still continues to seek it elsewhere. Like she seeks it uh, with Frank and other people. So the next novel I'm going to talk about is The Sound and Fury by William Faulkner. This novel is about the three Compson brothers who are all obsessed with their sister Caddy. Um, it is told through three different perspectives about their sister and her life. But Caddy is seen as the motherly figure of her siblings. She's not the oldest sibling. Quentin is the oldest, but I think she's second in line, the second oldest sibling. Their father, Mr. Compson, is an alcoholic, and their mother, Miss Compson, is self-absorbed. So she doesn't really spend time with the children or really have anything to do with them, and she relies heavily on their cook to help, like to basically raise the children. So with this situation, Caddy has had to grow up a lot quicker than most children would have, and she's had to take on more responsibility than most children would, and so she is kind of basically the mother to her siblings, and she had to grow up and didn't get to have a childhood, and we kind of see that because she had to grow up and take on all this responsibility, she kind of acts out and she becomes promiscuous, and she ends up becoming pregnant out of wedlock. And to kind of, I guess, fix this problem, she marries this other guy really quick. Well, he finds out about the baby and ends up divorcing her, and like her family ends up disowning her and taking away her child from her. And really, all Caddy wants is she just wants to find a sense of community and affection within her family. Like, she just wants people to love her and be good to her and treat her good and do things for her like she has done for everybody else. So the next novel I'm going to be talking about is A Member of the Wedding by Carson McCullers. This novel is about a confused 12-year-old girl named Frankie Adams growing up and living in the American South of the 1940s. She feels that she has no group that she belongs to. She's very confused about what's going on with her. She doesn't realize or understand the changes occurring within her or around her. She just wants to find a sense of community. And Frankie, her mother, died during childbirth, and her father hasn't been a very affectionate person. Yet he has allowed her to sleep with him, but he has forbade her from doing that now. And she doesn't understand because she hasn't had somebody to explain all the changes and the realities that happen as you grow older. So she's kind of in this awkward stage of, still being an adolescent, but shifting into adulthood. But she doesn't understand why she can't do some of the things that she used to do before. So she has to like sleep with her father and things like that. And she realizes that she can't do that anymore, but she thinks that she has to grow up super fast. So she starts doing things that older people do, such as like drink, and she meets a soldier and she goes up to his room and he tries to, commit a sexual act with her, but she doesn't allow it. But we do have a sense that she has had some kind of sexual encounter with this boy that she knows. But yeah, basically all Frankie wants it to do is find a sense of community. So, connecting to each other, basically all three of these women want something more within their life, and they try to find it. Like, they just do whatever they can to find it. And for Caddy and Miss Foister, it is to be desired, wanted, loved, showed true affection. They just want somebody to do and love them the way that they want to be loved. And for Frankie, it is a sense of community. She just wants to find somewhere that she belongs. But she also wants to feel that true affection that you can get from a mother or from somebody who's in love with you. And all these women, really, they just want their dreams that they've created for themselves, and they don't want to settle for anything less. Overall, they just, like I said, they want to have this sense of community, and they just want to create a happy life for themselves and achieve their dreams and goals. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you, Dr. Gray, for a great semester, and I hope everybody has a wonderful summer. Thank you.